guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a chatty get ready with me style video testing out all of the new exciting product releases at the drugstore. I have seen so many product releases this month in the drugstore, and that is super exciting for me because I've kind of dedicated 2019 to be my year of the drugstore, spending less on makeup, getting more into drugstore makeup. So without any further ado, let's get into the full face testing new products at the drugstore. Let's go. So as I mentioned, here is my rather full bin of new at the drugstore makeup. I think I have one or two things in here that aren't necessarily new, but they are new to me, and that is exciting. So I figured I would include that in here anyway. To start, I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild primer water. This is a facial primer product, but it is also a spray. So I'm just going to put a little bit onto my hand. Like not spraying out, kind of pat that into the skin to add a little bit more hydration. That just gives a really nice tacky base. I actually purchased that one in the States, so I'm not sure if they have them on the shelves in Canada yet. I haven't seen them, but if you live in the States or if you're in Canada and you find it, I definitely recommend it. It does make my skin feel really nice. Now we're going to go in with this Revlon Rose Glow Primer. I'm so excited to use this. I've used it like once or twice. I put it on the back of my hand and then I used it once for my makeup, but I ended up taking off my makeup like right after, so I'm super excited about this. Rub together to melt the oil beads. Apply to face for illuminated skin. Wear alone or under any cream, powder, foundation, whatever. I seriously love a good primer product, and I'm so excited that the drugstore is getting more into primers. That one feels really nice. I was worried that it would be super shimmery, but that didn't really translate onto the face. My skin doesn't look super glowy, so for it claiming to be illuminating, I'm not really getting that, but it definitely feels hydrating and tacky, so I do like it for the hydration, but I'm not really getting a big, I guess there's a little bit of a glow, but nothing crazy. Now I'm going to go into foundation, and I'm using the Skin Perfect HD foundation from Kokie, and I got mine in the shade 10W. I haven't tried this yet. It says that it is a mid-coverage natural finish foundation that offers flawless high-def perfection in every light. So I'm going to apply it with my beauty blender. That is my preferred method. I'm just going to put some on the back, try bouncing it out and applying it to the face. So I applied 1 to 2 pumps of that and covered most of my cheek area. So I'm going to take 1.5 for my chin and my forehead, nose region, and then a little bit more of my face. I think it's pretty full coverage, although I don't have a ton to cover up right now, thankfully. I would say that it has kind of a satin finish. It doesn't look super matte. And now we are going to go in with the Essence Camouflage Matte Concealer. As I've said, I've been using this for a couple days now and really liking it. So I'm going to apply that on the under eye area. And this claims to be mattifying, as it says in the name, though I wouldn't say that it is super mattifying. It definitely has good coverage and it is pretty blendable. I don't like a super heavy concealer. This one is very thin, I would say, but it has very full coverage for being so thin. So we're going to go ahead and bounce that out with a beauty sponge. I am now going to go ahead and set that concealer with the Airspun Loose Powder. I'm happy that that foundation concealer combination gave a good amount of coverage because this face powder doesn't really add more coverage. It just helps to set the under eye and prepare your face for more powder product like bronzer. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take that powder on my beauty blender and set the under eye area. And I forgot to mention, but I got mine in just the translucent shade. Now I'm going to go ahead with a big powder brush, just take what's remaining from that and dust this all over my face to prep it for the other powder products. So this is how my face looks after that powder is applied. I have honestly been loving this powder. I find it a little bit mattifying, but I'm okay with that because I like bringing dew back to my skin with highlight and setting spray and that kind of stuff. I'd rather get a flawless full coverage and then go back in with illuminating products. That's just my preference most of the time. I don't know how well you can tell, but it is very, very smoothing on my skin, especially in this under eye area where I set it a little more heavily. It just looks really, really nice on my skin. Now we are going to go in with this Maybelline City Bronzer. This is in the shade 100. It is their latest shade, and I'm just going to take this on my Sephora Pro Airbrush 55. I don't know, I'm not crazy about it. I think that the product itself, the texture and the finish applied really well, the pigmentation, all that, but I'm more caught up on the tone and the way that it looks on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and set underneath the bronzer with the Coty Airspun powder just because that's what I do all the time. So now that I have that baking sitting underneath the bronzer contour, I'm going to go ahead and jump off camera. I'm going to do my brows, I'm going to do my blush and my highlight because I don't have any of those from the drugstore. Okay, we are back. I went in with brows, I did my glow, I did my blush, and now we're going to dive into these Pixie palettes. I also was sent 3 eye brushes from them. We have like a dome pencil, fluffy crease, and then we have a flat shader. So I think I'm going to go in with these kinds of shades. This is called Rose Clay, and I'm going to put this all in my crease. I'm going to try going up into this one. This is called Deep Taupe. It just looks that tiny bit more deep. Now I'm going to go into the shade that is intriguing me the most, and that is Metal Mauve, this beautiful cool toned silver taupe. This is not going great with this shader brush, so I'm honestly just going to go in with my ring finger. Now I'm going to go back in with that bullet pencil brush, and I'm going to grab that lightest brown that we initially first tried to put into the crease, and I'm going to smoke out a little bit of my lower lash line. I think it looks really pretty, despite how it turned out and liking the eye look that I came up with. Was not overly impressed with the matte, was not overly impressed with the way the shimmer performed. I would say that if you're a beginner, this is worth picking up. If you're not, I don't think it will add a lot to your collection. I would assume that the Reflex Light palette applies similarly, but I did swatch them and they seem really pretty. So if you want to see a separate video using that, just let me know. Now I'm going to quickly hop off camera while I go apply mascara and lashes, and I will be right back to apply the 3 lip products. Starting out with this L'Oreal lip in I Create and using that as the base. That is the lip with just the I Create shade, a little less pink than you would maybe assume, but I really like the formula on this. They are long lasting, they're a little thinner, it's not a thick moussey type liquid lip, and I really do like it. I like the shade. Now we are going to go in with a more pink one on top, and this CoverGirl one is a completely different formula. It says it is a melting pout matte, so it is a lot thicker. It's more of a cream, more like the soft matte lip creams from NYX, and I really do like those, so let's try this. So that is how the lip looks with that on top, and now I'm gonna wait for that to dry down, and I really do want to go in with this Anna shade from the Edge lipstick, the Annabelle one. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty. So I want to try applying that into the center of my lips. So it just made that center area a little bit lighter, a little more nude instead of pink. Really like that. That is a very extra lip combination to have 3 different products, but I really like it. So at the end of these videos, I like to give a little overview of these standout products and then the products I would pass on. I love the foundation. I love the finish on the skin. I've never tried it before. I've never really heard about it before, but I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks with the concealer and the powder. I think that's a really nice combination. And then I love all of the lip products. I think they're so beautiful. I will keep you guys updated in a favorites video or something on how they wear and how I like them throughout the day. But the base products and the lip products are definitely the standouts of this video. And then the products that were kind of meh, I might just pass on, would be the Maybelline City Bronzer. First impression, I just think it's not, actually I kind of do like it. I'm not sure. This is a maybe. I'm on the fence about it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Unsure. I will have to play around with it a little bit more. And then the eyeshadow palette would be my kind of least favorite from the video, just because everything else performed really, really well. There's nothing wrong with these necessarily. They're not terrible by any means, but I just feel like if you have lots of shadows, these aren't anything special. I don't think you need them. I can't really speak for this palette because I haven't tried it yet, but this one, at least the neutrals, I just wasn't a huge fan. That is all that I have for you guys today. That is all of the testing new products at the drugstore. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know that you guys like these types of videos. These are probably my favorites to film, like testing new products and product reviews and new at the drugstore. I love these kind of videos, so be sure to give it a thumbs up if you love them. Subscribe if you aren't already. It helps me out a lot. And that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope that you had a completely awesome day. Bye!